Welcome to another edition of Beautifully Well Conversations with your girl, Coach Nick. Super excited. Thank you for joining us today. This topic, I'm telling you, prepare to be inspired. We're going to delve into the mindset, some simple tips that have been used by our amazing, beautiful, who is willing to share her story, her journey over the past few years in pre-diabetes. Yes, we're talking about pre-diabetes, not borderline. The clinical term is now pre-diabetes. So we're going to dive into what does that mean? And when was the last time you talked to somebody who actually reversed their pre-diabetes diagnosis? Well, we have her with us today. Miss Tasha, please grace us with your presence, beauty. We're so happy to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tasha, tell me, why did you decide to join the Beautifully Well Lifestyle Program?
I thought about that question the other day, and I decided to join the Wellness Beautiful program for number one, my life is at stake um, with diagnoses and undiagnoses. And to be honestly true, Nick, I don't know if our audience ever been in a position where though they couldn't get out of bed at one time. I was so depressed, so anxiety, I couldn't even get out of bed. But my prayer was if I just get out of bed, I will never get back in bed like that. Maybe to take a nap, maybe just to go to bed. But if I was able to use my limbs again, I would. So on my journey health, and this is after doing 25 years of being homeless. You get all types of health problems, and the name of the game of that is you have to survive. So I was eating whatever they gave me to survive. So just imagine pre-diabetes state. It was only God that keeps us. So anyway, now that I'm in my own home for 3 years, I still have some things that need to be checked. And doing health, I'm not getting this information.
Mm.
So here comes Amani Nicole. I'm like, first of all, medical assistance is paying for it.
Hello,
Come
Medicaid.
on. I'm gonna say this real slow for the people in the back. CDC approved. Can y'all say that with me? Yes,
Let
it
me
is
tell you.
CDC approved.
This, you just you hit a mic drop. You said you were going to be transparent and just say things, but I'm telling you, just blew me away in less than 2 minutes. Because when I typically ask that question, why did you join the program? What led you to the program? People always think about physical health first, and what you just shared not only encompass this desire to improve your physical health, but you've been on an emotional and a mental health journey.
Mhm.
And it sounds like in this journey, and you speak to what happens when you're homeless, what happens to your health when you're on the streets, and how you could pivot so beautifully and be in a place of true gratitude, being in your own place now and taking it back, right? Tell me, what are some of the changes you've had to make, and probably still progressing toward?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a everyday battle. It's a everyday fight. And I'm telling y'all, if God don't send the people such as our beautiful mentor, which it lays, I'm not leaving your program. I'll just tell you, I'm gonna elevate.
It
I'm not
never
leaving.
ends.
I'm not leaving. So when all those things came, because it costs money to get into these fantastic 5-star programs, as such as Amani Nicole. And that's real talk. And you're not going to get this anywhere else. You're not. So I said, you know what? What I also do is tell people, and what I say when I come every Monday, I say, you know what? I showed up. I showed up. And the rest leads to history. So wanting to live, that you're going to do whatever you got to do to live. That's eating, sleeping, doing research. Right now, if you tell me I got a PhD in this,
Come
but
on.
you got to elevate. And so every day, every moment, your body can change. You have to learn you have to learn about your body. It's different things. So with the education, I know you didn't ask this question, but with the education I get at Amani Nicole and all the broadcasts, it helps me every day to think on what I can do to improve myself. So it's an everyday thing, and you have to have patience with yourself.
Oh,
So yeah, so it's a constant battle, it's a constant change. One person told me, "You ain't get there just overnight. You've been doing this for years. Eating not the way you should. I'm not saying in moderation. We at Monty Nicole, we learned moderation.
yeah.
So getting that out the way and doing what you think you need to do, that's
Mm.
why I stepped up my game. And I love it then.
And you didn't just step up. Like you said, every Monday you're locked and loaded in class. I'm going to expound on that a bit. For those of you newly listening to this episode, the Beautifully Well Lifestyle Program has a focus on elevating women's health, right? No doubt. We see healthy as beautiful.
Yes.
A
Yes.
big component of this program is helping you to know your numbers so you can take charge of those numbers and then do as Tasha did, reverse the diagnoses. You have navigated life throughout a lot of turns, some uncertainties along the way. But one thing that is a constant and that is a certainty for you, you joined this program, you had pre-diabetes diagnoses throughout a number of years, a few years, elevated glucose. And now today on this call, are you still diagnosed with pre-diabetes?
Nope. Woo-woo! And can I please say yes, yes? Can I please say this? When I joined Beautifully Well, let me tell y'all something, and this is the ugly truth. I was going to my doctors. My doctor, they didn't tell me. I didn't know what hemoglobin, I didn't know what A1C meant. All I knew what the doctor told me. That's if they wanted to tell me. So talk about when Coach Nick was talking about taking back your health. And so this is 2024. I said, you know what? I just got a blood work done because I was so depressed and everything. I couldn't even get out to the hospitals and clinics to do anything. But God made a way for me to go, and I just got my results. I said, you know what, Coach Nick, I finally made it to the lab work. She said, okay, send me your lab work. I said, you know what, I'm going to send them ones that I got all the way from 2020. And we already know Auntie COVID was doing her thing.
Doing it.
And so she said, did you know what you just did? This is Coach Nick talking. I said, no. She said, let me tell you what you done. And I looked back and researched. I said, and because I was in the program was Beautifully Well, I was in it from January until now. And when you do your blood work, it gives you like 2 to 8 weeks. And that was a big turnaround. And when Coach Nick, she called me, she said, you know, what you done? I said, no, what I do? And she broke it down. She said, you was up there 6.9, 6.2. And that's, what is that again?
Pre-diabetes, you borderline, you getting real
Yeah.
close. A1C in those lower sixes is way too close to a type 2 diabetes diagnosis.
And Coach Nick, what I found out, like when you get certain diagnoses, it's just not one organ or one illness. You got 3 illness on top of that. and people are getting their legs cut off. And my house said, oh no. And then you can't even heal. But because I stepped up the plate and got was beautifully well under my coach, instructor, Nick, look where I'm at. And I'm so proud of myself.
I mean, kudos all the way. A 5.2. So it leads to
Right.
what you even mentioned with these amputations. Your organs are impacted, that it is very common for someone with type 2 diabetes, including prediabetes, to have other chronic conditions, other existing illnesses, or even complications of prediabetes. Because let's face it, prediabetes happens when your insulin begins to become resistant. Your glucose
Mm.
elevates. Let's just talk about A1C. And A1C from 5.7 to 6.4 is prediabetes, which means even in a prediabetes state, your health is at risk for those complications like slow healing, nerve damage. It affects our eyes, it affects our vision, it affects our heart, it affects our kidneys, our ability to heal well. And so when you do what you did, Tasha, over the years, having elevated glucose, even reaching a 6.1, I saw one of those readings, and now to be at a 5.2, which is a healthy glucose, and continuing to stand up and step up for you. Tell us, what are some of the newer habits you have? How did you level up your health? Just share with us, because it's always amazing when you're in class with us and sharing what worked for you. Tell us, give us some of those tips. What are some things that you changed?
I gotta say this too. When you just said what you said about educating us about pre-diabetics, just diabetics and what it does to the body. I've been doing this journey for a health journey for some years now. And you said one of the beasts I didn't kill in 4 months. It just hit me. 4 months?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm still, oh my gosh. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
stop.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. 4 months. Wow.
And
So
you
to
did the
answer
work.
your question, I just showed up. I just came.
You had them fingers snapping.
Snap, snap, snap. I
But
just showed up.
but Tasha, let's be real about the show up.
Yes.
Because some people think that you have to go on this crazy tangent, right?
No.
You gotta just cut this, cut this, cut this. You gotta go work
Mm-mm.
out 5 days a week and just go do this.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Tell us some of the things that you did.
Well, I followed what you said. You said keep it simple. And you as a coach instructor, you gave us a topic, gave us something to chew on. What I mean by chew on, you gave us something to listen to, some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And then you allow us to talk. This is a group of us. And some of the things, oh my gosh. What was one of the things that recently just changed me? I know one thing. Different. First, you taught us one thing last week or the other week. We were basically about how we can manage as far as our finances and grocery, making our grocery list, meal planning, um, just little simple things. Oh, one simple thing that we have a weekly planner that we send in, and it tells us what we are going to do. Coach Nick does not tell us, well, you know, she say, okay, what is the goal for this week? And that just keeps in my mind, okay, we have a goal. It's levels to this. It's
Mm,
levels to this. And you must stand up and you must show up. And it's patience with yourself.
love
And
grace.
through the 4 months starting off, I knew it was going to be exciting. I knew, and I can only imagine Coach Nick in a couple of months. I'm so excited about that. Um, again, y'all, I ain't leaving. I'm only elevating.
And let me tell you, you are trapped with us for life. I'll share that with you. Throughout the journey, I know you mentioned the action plan. The beauty of the action plan, like you said, it's your goals. And along this time, just give us one or two of the changes you've made with your food intake.
Okay, now coming from like a fruit and vegetables vegetarian, some of the, and then being a woman, which I learned in Beautifully Well, that certain things are changing. First of all, we lose stuff like our muscle mass, and then it's certain things that we need to eat or do, far as doing strength training during the week, not only walking, not only eating, not only sleeping. We got to do some things to keep the body physically fit effectively. So I learned all of this doing Beautifully Well. So keeping that in mind and keeping the word simple, keeping the affirmation word of the week, balance, reset.
Mm,
Um, as we all might hear, we fall down, but get back up. And if
mm.
I had stopped, I would never seen that 5.2 in 4 months.
You should
I have
see me
never
breaking
heard
through.
nobody say that. I have never heard nobody say that.
And guess what? You know what else you brought out there? Although over the years with your lab work, you are a woman who keeps up with your health. But the point there is you're keeping up with your health by showing up to these doctor's appointments, but there's not a lot of education going on, not a lot of
No,
communication about the lab
no.
work. So we know because they're limited with their time. They got a
Yes,
job to do and they got to
yes,
get you out and move on to the next patient.
yes,
But it sounds like the education piece alone, just being able to build a higher level of understanding of the
yeah,
work, of how you can do the work. Because I'm telling you, you're faithful every week with the action plan. I wait to hear the sound go off, like because I think that's Tasha action plan coming through. That
yeah,
and you said the word simple. Yeah, Coach Nick loves simple. Look at me, I'm talking in the third person. But
yes,
you know, it's so important to keep this process simple because it's the complicated life that has put us in some of these places where we
yes.
reset and
Woo,
reframe and dig
four
back into
months,
our health, right? So
4 months.
yeah, simple, simple, simple. So Tasha, I'm telling you, you are I'm commending you. I'm absolutely honored that you chose Amani Nicole Wellness to be a part of this chapter in your journey. But I know so many are going to be inspired by your pre-diabetes reversal, the fact that you took some small steps, that you've
Small steps.
had a few challenges in your life that have not set you back from this place where you are in terms of your health. You are continually leveling up, continuing to elevate your journey. I would love for you to tell our audience if there's someone listening to this podcast, you've downloaded this so you can listen to it on repeat and get inspired. I would love for you to tell our listeners there's a lady out there with a pre-diabetes diagnosis. Somebody told her your A1C is elevated. What would you tell her to do?
Number one, I wouldn't tell you to give up because if listening to this, how it packs you, and if you do your own research on diabetes alone, in 4 months you not beating this beast. You gotta have a master behind the scenes to get you to this point. I wouldn't have got to this point unless I decided to move forward and get into Beautifully Well under a master at this. She can do it with her eyes closed. And she is real. She is real. Two, I would tell you if you're looking for someone that's CDC approved, as someone that's real that mastered this and only will push you simply beautifully push you to the next level, I would suggest you get under someone who know what she's talking about and know what she's doing. And two, she lives this every day. So beautifully well. And three, show up. I showed up on days I didn't even feel like it. And then for our audio listening, I went to Coach Nicole. I told her I was homebound. I couldn't even get out the house after 3 years after living in my own. And she said, you know what, we're going to work with you. She said, we got Zoom, we got virtual. I was like, oh, she worked with me. She worked with me. She heard my heart. She heard that I was trying. She heard that I wanted to do. And ever since then, guess what I'm doing now? The other day, I went outside and walked 5 times in one day. And I'll tell her, and I could tell you this, Coach Nicole, I'm going to tell you later again. But today, taking out my trash, one of my goals is to walk for up and down the steps, the back steps, for 5 minutes. And I'm right up at the 10 minutes now. And my body thanks you. So I've came a long way and for 4 months. So if y'all trying to see some results, check her out. And that's all I gotta say. See you on your other side of the room.
Oh, who I'm telling you. Oh my goodness. Goosebumps, Tasha. Goosebumps. You are elevating in every way, physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, right? Um, this program is honored to have you. I know you said it the other way around, but I'll tell you, 4 months, you hit it on the nose. This is how you get it done. The last thing I want to chime in on, I know it's not all about weight loss. Achieving a prediabetes diagnosis is absolutely phenomenal. But something else came along with this. Not only did you reach a new level of emotional and mental well-being, physical well-being, did you lose any weight?
Yes, let me tell y'all something. Beautifully well, simply well. When I came in January 4 months ago, I was 185. Yes, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Being a female, I have to, be patient with myself because I have to use the information and then transform it to my daily life. It's daily, y'all. So with moderation, excuse me. And so I was on 185. And then as I continue to come forward, show up, all I got to do is click on the Zoom. I didn't got to put my face on. I
That's it.
just click on the Zoom, and Nick right there and the other group supporters are there to talk, and other instructors too. So I've came all the way down from 185 to 170. Now that takes a long time to do. And
Oh
and
my goodness.
and so with the directions, the simply put direction, basis, even the foods. I mean, y'all, I can't explain it. Y'all will have to come. I would invite y'all out to just come and see for yourself. And I'm telling you by my story that 4 months, wow, I didn't think of that. I was just thinking about being healthy. But then it starts sinking in. Like she said, 4 months. You don't do nothing like that in 4 months.
And
And I'm keeping it off.
eggs, woo, mic drop. You hit that final point that you are sustaining these beautiful results. The first goal is a 5% weight loss that literally can change your numbers. Your weight loss was at that a little over that 8% window. So that is so encouraging. And like you said,
Wow.
I'm just showing up. I'm just making a few tweaks. I'm just changing a couple of habits. I'm just coming to the meetings. And look at what it happens. Why? Because we keep it simple. Simply put, you are simply beautiful. Your results are simply amazing because you are simply putting in the work. So, Tasha, our beautiful of the week, we are excited for you. We're going to celebrate you in class this week because that's
I'm
how we
celebrating
get it
now.
done.
Yes. Come on, celebrate with me, y'all. Come on.
Make
And let
it
me tell you
happen.
something, Coach Nick. I wasn't even trying. Just imagine. I'm gonna be snatched.
15 pounds down, pre-diabetes diagnosis, and you say, I wasn't even trying. That's why we keep it simple.
I
Goodness.
wasn't even trying, y'all.
I'm just organically, it's happening because you got the support, the tools, and your
Organic.
mindset is engaged. Oh my gosh. Like you said.
I wasn't even trying, y'all.
Oh my goodness. In the Beautifully Well lifestyle program, it is a lifestyle and it is all
Yeah.
about giving you access to the support, the community you need to make a difference while we applaud and get excited about your wins,
Yeah.
put
Applaud
together with
yourselves.
those challenges, right? Because they come along too. But
Yes.
at the end of the day, this is lifestyle. So
Right.
again, Tasha, beautiful, big ups to you. Congrats to you, our listeners, our audience. Please keep Tasha as your motivational tool to keep it going. Keep her in your hearts and your thoughts as well. And stay tuned
Stay
because
tuned.
I'm telling you, Tasha's story is going to encourage some more beautifuls. And if you're a beautiful with a pre-diabetes diagnosis, or you just want to elevate your health and take it to the next step, you want to send us a DM or check us out at amaninicole.com so that you can experience the Beautifully Well lifestyle too.
Yes.
Have a great one.
Great one.